Greetings, everyone. This is Vakar Corvi from TFT Perspective, and today we are going to discuss an important report that has been published by United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, which came up in May 2024, and specifically focusing on what's happening in India. They've already declared India to be a country of specific concern, and however, they have actually recommended it to United States government that India should be put on the list of countries of particular concern. Now, if you look at the introduction, it very clearly highlights that in 2023, so basically it's a yearly report, and we are talking of 2023, but otherwise, if you go back and start from 2014, the kind of violence against minorities India has witnessed is unprecedented because since BJP and Modi Saab, who is also called the Butcher of Gujarat, came into power, he has been, and BJP has been suppressing minorities all across India. Now, in 2023, religious freedom condition in India continued to deteriorate, and this is, I think, still happening in 2024. The government led by the BJP reinforced discriminatory nationalist policies, perpetual hateful rhetoric, and failed to address communal violence disproportionately affecting Muslim, Christians, Sikhs, Dalits, Jews, and Adivasis. And if you look at demographics of India, it's very interesting. Despite that, it is said that majority is suppressing the minorities, but if you take out the Shudras, who form a huge part of India, and combine it with Muslim, Christians, Sikhs, Dalits, Jews, and Adivasis, actually, it's the minority of upper caste, the Brahman, the Kshatriya, and the Vaishya who is oppressing the rest of 77% of India. And this is as per the Mandal Commission report. So this is also interesting that how Brahman Raj has strangulated India, that 77% of oppressed people cannot, raise their voice. We have seen how Gauri Lankesh murder in Karnataka were garlanded, and this happened, I think, last week. So it means that basically you are communicating it that in case you are a co-vigilant or you are killing people like Sadhvi Pragya Thakur, who's sitting MLA, you will be rewarded. So I'm sure those who murdered Gauri Lankesh will be given some seats in the Senate. Let's see what Chankia or Mr. Amit Shah has to do. It also mentioned that continues enforcement of unlawful Activity Prevention Act, the famous or infamous UAPA, Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, FCRA. Now, this is basically for suppressing the NGOs and anything which differs from the state policy. Citizenship Amendment Act, CAA, and anti-conversion and cow slaughter laws resulted in arbitrary detention, monitoring, and targeting of religious minorities and those advocating on their behalf. And we have a list of it. If you look at the maps, how the cow vigilants are marauding the Indian countryside, and there is no actually check on them because it is they are doing something as per the law and as per the Sanatan Dharma's injunction. We have seen authorities raiding houses, especially of any dissenting voice, like news click journalists, including Atista Satalwad, for her reporting on anti-Muslim violence during the 2002 Gujarat riots, in which Modi Saab was blamed. And then we have, next, the Director General of Police also imprisoned without, I think, any meaningful trial, just because he wanted to, I think, basically talk truth. In 2023, there were 687 incidences of violence against Christians who continue to be detained under various state level anti-conversion laws. So this is also, you must have seen the videos. In case there are Christian preachers, or they would like to, or evangelists, give the message of Jesus, they would come, the Hindus would come and then basically either stop them or beat them. In January, Hindu mobs attacked Christians in Chhattisgarh in eastern India, destroying and vandalizing churches and attempting to reconvert individuals to Hinduism. An estimated 30 people were beaten for refusing to renounce their faith. Just imagine. The same month, 2 Christians were detained without bail, accusing of forcibly converting individuals of scheduled tribes and scheduled castes. Now, if you look at Manipur, that's, I think, the test case. You have the Christian Kukis and Hindu Mighty community, although we also have Nagas, but generally, there is a balance. There, basically, an organization with the name of Arambai Tangol was created by Amit Shah and the Chief Minister of Manipur. And this was then launched because cookies are quite, I would say, aggressive fighters, and they fight for their rights. So this new concept of Arambai Tangol with old culture, and they were physically armed by Amit Shah and Chief Minister of Manipur. You must have heard the stories about police armories or military armories being, let's say, stolen, and weapons had gone there. So mainly, I think this was a self-created civil war in Manipur, which resulted in dislocation of 70,000 people. 500 churches were burned. I don't know how many people, how many women were raped. We've seen even live videos of that, and there was widespread condemnation. One was for Amit Shah, even by the United Nations, and then it was for Mr. Narendra Modi, because one, he never visited Manipur so far, so almost 2 years now, and never passed a statement. And they say that he would like to keep a balance. Now we come to occupied Kashmir. In December, the Indian Supreme Court held the government's 2019 revocation of Article 370, dissolving special status and autonomy to those. So even Supreme Court, and if you look at the bench, five-member bench, three were Brahmins, and same kind of bench was there when there was a decision regarding Ram Mandir and Ayodhya Mosque, Babri Mosque. Indian authorities continue to detain and harass Kashmiri journalists, religious leaders, and human rights defenders. Like journalist Irfan Mehraj were arrested in March for his reporting on marginalized and religious minorities. Then we have seen the entire Hurriyat leadership is behind bars. Somebody is in the hard jail. Somebody is sent to, Assam. Somebody is in South India. If you look at violence against Muslims, this has been, I think, a hallmark of RSS, BJP, and Moody's rule, that violence against Muslims and the places of worship continued. Several mosques were destroyed under police presence, and vigilantes attacking Muslims under the guise of protecting cows from slaughter deemed illegal in 18 states. But there are certain states, like in Northeast, most of the states, Kerala, you can even eat beef. But since there are people who can resist there, like in Northeast, basically these are the tribes, and they would not like their culture to be vandalized like that. So there, Modi Saab and so-called cow vigilantes can't even step in. In Haryana, predominantly Muslim Noor district, communal violence erupted following a Hindu procession in July, where participants carrying swords chanted anti-Muslim slogans. This has been a norm. You must have seen it now happening in Uttar Pradesh. We have seen what has happened in last week. There was a guy who climbed the top of a mosque, tried to remove a flag, and then there was, I don't know who, maybe RSS shot him, and then there were two Muslim guys who were accused, and they were shot under police custody. A Muslim tomb and mosque were torched, resulting in death of at least 7 individuals, including Imam Muhammad Hafiz. This is last year. The violence was in part initiated by Monu Manesar, a well-known cow vigilant accused of murdering two Muslim men in January for allegedly transporting cattle. So just look at it. And I think Shashi Tharoor rightly pointed out that it was safer to be a cow than to be a Muslim in India. And there were a lot of criticism. That's a fact. We have seen videos of cows, marauding streets in urban areas, even basically killing human beings, old people or kids. And nobody can even touch a cow with the... And India is supposed to be one of the largest exporters of beef. Just look at the hypocrisy. When the Baniya has to make money, he would not, let's say, shy away from selling cow mama. Similarly, same day, an Indian railway guard killed 3 Muslim men inside a train in Mumbai. The perpetrator probably asked the victim their names, which indicated religious. And so now, just like, Nuremberg laws and the way Nazis treated the Jews, and now the Jews are treating, I would say the Zionists are treating the Muslims in Palestine, something very similar. And I would always say that India is now, basically Nazi Republic. Now, if you look at the maps of cow protection related violence, this is from Armed Conflict Location Event Data, or ACLED website, and they do collect data for the entire world. That where is the cow vigilant, aggression or violence more pronounced. So you will find basically it is the Hindi heartland. So you have maximum is in Uttar Pradesh under the, let's say, stewardship of double engine ki sarkar Yogi Adityanath, who is supposed to be, let's say, Modi's favorite poster boy and most likely his successor. And then you have Assam, you come to Madhya Pradesh, you come to Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and then Maharashtra, and maybe we also find something happening in Karnataka, although there are people who are resistant. But by and large, these are the areas where you have a lot of violence related to crop vigilance. Indian authorities have also increasingly engaged in acts of transnational repression targeting religious minorities abroad. Now, this is, I think, we have seen it in last year and then last 2 weeks when Canada came up with the charges against Ministry of External Affairs. So Jai Shankar lectures everybody wherever he goes and poses to be, let's say Vishwa Guru representative. But I think India is having a very tough time because now people are calling the shots or people are calling India. So we found that research analysis being under the auspices of Ministry of External Affairs, Amit Shah, and Rajnath Singh, and I'm sure Modi has death squad like Bishnoi gang, and they can go and kill people, Canadian citizen or American citizen, like a plan also. I think yesterday we had discussion that there was a plan to assassinate Six for Justice leader Mr. Gurpatman Singh Pannu in the United States, and that is basically transnational repression of minorities. And somehow India has a feeling that nobody can talk, let's say, even outside India. What to talk of inside? Now, the Commission has now come up with certain recommendations for India. One, designate India as a country of particular concern with the CPC for engaging in systematic, ongoing, and egregious violation of religious freedom as defined by the International Religious Freedom Act or IRFA. They have also asked for imposing targeted sanctions on individuals and entities responsible for severe violation of religious freedom by freezing those individual accounts and barring their entry into United States under human rights related financial. And Mr. Modi Saab has already, I think, passed through this. I think after the Gujarat massacre and genocide of Muslims, when he was the chief minister, he was banned from entering India. And then corporate India came and bankrolled, the 56 inch chest of Vishwaguru, and then he was allowed. So I think when they say individuals and entities, so it means Government of India, it means Ministry of External Affairs, it means Doval's office, it means Jai Shankar, it means Rajnath Singh, it means Amit Shah, it means Narendra Modi, and all the RSS guys. They have also recommended that there's a lot of money laundering taking place, so FATF should take a serious note of it, how it is happening, how come death squads are being given money by the Indian state. They have also recommended to US Congress to raise religious freedom and issues affecting religious minorities in India through hearings, briefings, letters, delegations, and other activities. And I think this has been something that, by and large, the West has not done. Now, probably, time has come, especially after the transnational, aggressive stance against minorities. Like voices are seen in India, in Canada, in US, Australia, New Zealand, and UK. And interestingly, if you look at comments coming from Brahma Shalini and other guys, Gaurav Arya, they are now trying to basically talk of Five Eyes as an imperial, let's say, setup, and they are trying to undermine, And my recommendation to Gaurav Arya, Brahma Shalani, and others, even Jai Shankar, would be that if you have that one, iota of ghairat or some grace, leave Indo-Pacific. Call back all the Indians in North America and Europe, and you can shove them into Dharvi slum and let them come and work and contribute to India. The Commission has also asked for condition financial assistance and arms aid to India on improved religious freedom conditions and include measure for additional review and reporting. We'll see how it figures out. We found that Jai Shankar, when came to Pakistan, was under a lot of pressure, despite his bravado and wearing those dark glasses and getting a lot of views on TikTok. There's a lot of pressure on India, and the big question being asked is that you want to be, let's say, a slave of the West, or you would be part of the Eurasian Brotherhood. So India has to decide. But I think this is a very, very serious and scathing report against India. Let's see how they tackle with it. Thank you very much.